Hi, I'm John Rampton here with David Elkington from InsideSales.com. How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about starting a company in Utah. What is it like starting a company in Utah, and how can other businesses learn from this?
You know, Utah's a unique opportunity to start a business. It's an unusual environment, and it's got a balance of kind of a spirit of entrepreneurism. You have really just wicked smart engineers and smart salespeople and smart marketers, and it's gone through this evolution of entrepreneurship, if you will. You know, maybe 15 years ago, you had companies like Novell and WordPerfect, and they really kind of forged the way for the tech community in Utah. And then you had companies like Omniture and Altiris, and now we're under this third generation of tech companies. And what that supplies is not just money, which there is a lot of money in Utah, but more interestingly, it supplies the area with experience, with people who have a playbook on how to do sales.
Yeah, lots of talent.
That's right. And it's not just talent, it's experienced talent. I mean, because you've got schools like BYU and the University of Utah and Utah State and schools like that have lots of, really smart people. But what's particularly interesting is there are people with playbooks, as I said, with experience on how to do and solve problems. And you see playbooks like this in Silicon Valley, you see it in Raleigh, you see it up in Boston. But Utah's in that same group. And so you've just got lots of very, very smart people, very experienced people. You have this spirit of entrepreneurism. And then you also, I'll tell you that the secret of Utah is you also have this attraction or this draw around the outdoors. And so I'm bringing people from all over the country and all over the world. My CMO was the CMO of Citrix. He moved from Florida and now lives in Park City. Right.
Yeah. That's kind of an extreme. Very, very warm to very, very, very cold.
But he loves it. He's sold on this thing. So Utah has this draw. So if you love skiing or mountain biking, my CFO was the CFO of a company called Infor. They're a $3 billion software company. He is an avid mountain biker. Guess what? He lives up in Park City. And so not only does Utah have raw talent and it's got this generational playbook, but it also has this draw for people outside of Utah.
So what's next for you guys? This just jumping right into inside sales. What are you guys working on? What are you excited about here in the coming months, years? Yeah. What really drives you?
I love to build. Like, this is what I do, right? I love to build. I don't want to sell the company. I want to build a really big business that makes a big impact in the world. I want to do something that changes the world. So right now we're growing like crazy. So this is our fourth year of continual 100% plus growth. So we'll probably do that for the foreseeable future. We've got a little over 500 employees. We're hiring somewhere between 60 and 100 a month. And I think that's going to continue for the foreseeable future. We've got about 2,000 clients who use our technology and about 30,000 sales users who use our technology. And we're adding over 80 to 100 plus new companies a month, and anywhere from probably 500 to 3,000 sales users on our platform a month. And so we just want to keep going like crazy. Now, that being said, we just opened a second office. We've got about, I think we just took down 80,000 square feet down in Provo, Utah. Nice. We also have another 30,000 square feet we just took down up in Salt Lake City, just because I'm hiring everybody.
Yeah, there's talent everywhere.
We just are in the process of opening up an office in London and up in Dublin. We just expanded our presence in India, where we have a decent development team, and then we're looking to continue to expand our presence. And it's not that Utah isn't brilliant. I love Utah people. They're the best, but I need lots. I need people from everywhere.
Yeah, there's talent all over the world.
So I think you'll see us expand. A year from now we'll be over 1,000 employees. I would be pretty confident, and I think you'll see us add more technology. At the end of the day, if we can help our clients be wildly successful, then we win, and that's what drives me.
Excellent. Now, speaking about entrepreneurs, our audience is primarily entrepreneurs, starting businesses and stuff like that. Yeah. What advice would you give to a new entrepreneur that's starting up a company? You've been there, you've obviously had a couple successes, I'm sure a couple failures. Yeah. What advice would you give upcoming entrepreneurs?
So my first advice is don't do it, right? It's terrible. It's a terrible lifestyle. Unless you have a really strong stomach and an insanely supportive family and wife, it's just not the right thing to do. To give you a couple examples, there was early on. So I bootstrapped the company. I didn't take any venture money for the first probably 7 years. And it wasn't that we didn't have opportunity. I mean, there were lots of people who were interested in investing, but this is my baby. And so I was very particular.
You want to keep it all.
I want it all. And I want, excuse me, only the right partners involved. So there was a summer of like 2005, I think, or 2004, where I got a little over my skis on our spend. And so, excuse me, I had to go, I couldn't afford payroll, and it wasn't my employees' fault. It was my fault. So I share this with my wife, and she's like, well, let's go get a job together, and let's go make some money. So we took a graveyard shift cleaning a doctor's office, and we took the money from that and we paid payroll. I mean, it's just, unless you really know what you're getting into, like, you may not want to do this. I mean, there's other examples where in it was the fall of 2008, right in the crash of the housing market, we our banker, I won't say who they are, I'm still bitter, but I won't say who it is. We had a small revolving line of credit. It was about 150K, and we'd basically draw down through the month, and a lot of our clients would pay at the beginning of the month, so it was basically like a credit card. So we would use it throughout the month, and then we'd pay it, and then use it throughout the month. Well, mid-October, our banker said, well, everything's great, don't worry about it. The next day on payroll, pardon me, they pulled the entire line of credit, and we're like, we can't pay anybody. Like, what are we going to do? We have to shut the doors. So we're giving hugs, and we're crying, and then my exec team were like, this is crazy. I mean, so my exec said, hey, listen, we'll go months without pay. Like, this is insane. My clients came and said, listen, we'll prepay for a year. I had vendors who said, don't worry, just pay us when you can pay us. Like, it was amazing. There was this like groundswell of support. But like, you get ulcers, you lose your hair, like, you just lose relations. It's so hard. And so my first advice is really make sure that you want to do it. That being said, if you're really committed to this, then you just do it. And I'm kind of a Darwinist in terms of my philosophy around entrepreneurism. You just have to evolve and adapt. Like, you're going to just constantly be given hard, mistakes are going to happen. The market's going to shift. Your clients are going to be mad. You're going to screw up, and you just have to adapt and and kind of follow the market. I mean, once in a while, an entrepreneur is going to be able to see the idea, predict where it's going to be in 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, build to it, and have this perfect junction. But more times than not, you're just going to have to adapt to customer needs, adapt to the market, adapt to problems. And so if my one piece of advice is, don't try and build the perfect solution. Don't try to build the perfect company. Just talk to your clients and evolve and adapt and iterate. Just iterate very quickly. Make fast mistakes, make fast, good decisions, but do it fast.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, John Rampton. We'll see you next time.